Guys, Nathan Cox here. I'm excited because I got a brand new toy here to talk to you guys about, a good product review. So I'm going to try to do this the best way I can and not make it too lengthy, but I still got to give you enough information so you can really understand what I got going on here. We have the new Nerf Rival series right here. Okay, Nerf Rival series. This is the Apollo XV-700. There's also a bigger version of this, which is the Zeus MXV-1200. Okay, so we got the Apollo and the Zeus. The 700 and the 1200 is the easy way to kind of try to remember it. Big thing is here, now I've only got the Apollo with me right here. It was the only one available at the store at the time. Plus there's a big price difference between the two. This is the fully manual one, which sells for $25. And then the Zeus is actually a motorized automatic, or fully semi-automatic. I don't believe it's fully automatic, but full semi-automatic, and it sells for $50. Okay. As far as shooting distance and ammo and everything else like that, the two guns are identical. So that's going to be your difference, is your motorized versus your manual. Okay, so let's talk about a few things that are different about this series versus your more traditional Nerf guns. And then I'm going to compare these two a little bit closer together. So if you're like at the store and you're wondering, should I buy this one or should I buy this new one, which is the best for me, we'll talk about that towards the end of the video. But right now we're just going to stick on the review of the Apollo XV-700. So you know right off the bat that it has a real long tail. You know, it looks like it could be a short pistol Nerf gun, but then it's got this big old tail on it. And the reason for this big old tail is because that's your air chamber. So to get a faster, harder shot, they've much increased the air chamber right here, which is something I thought personally they needed to do. I actually played around with my own that I kind of built from home and put a big air chamber on it. Trust me, it's easier just to go and buy one. Okay? Now what's different about this is a lot of things, but then a lot of things are similar. First of all, let's talk about the ammo. Look at these little guys, they're kind of cute. They look like tiny golf balls, they even got the little divots in them. And actually, according to Nerf, they did that on purpose and mimic the golf ball so that they will actually travel more true through the air for longer. Now I've had this one all afternoon, and I have to say they did a pretty darn good job. Unlike the disc series the Nerf put out, which will shoot and a lot of times take off like a frisbee here or there, these guys shoot pretty stinking true and very consistent, and that's one of the things Nerf was going for. But in true Nerf fashion, they are still out of squishy foam, but they are more dense foam, more like your Nerf football than these darts, which are kind of a hollow, you know, and crush really easy. So these little balls are more like the footballs that you're used to, I think. And the fact that they're round and balls, which is really redundant, I know that sounds stupid, but that means that they load into the magazine really easy. Okay, now it does take a little bit of practice, but you can actually go, alright, boom, like that. Unlike the old magazine, but you gotta make sure they're facing the right direction, slip them in, and make sure that they're kind of towards the back, because if you push them too far forward, then it sticks, and that's not good. Alright, and you gotta make sure they all kind of line up nice and smooth, or you get jammy. Okay, problem with the old magazine. New magazine, not a problem with that because they're balls. Magazine here, on this one here, holds 7 rounds. And it actually truly holds 7 rounds and it works well. This one here holds 7 rounds, but that gets too much pressure on it because the little darts crush. So even though physically it'll fit 7, it does not work well with anything above 6. Okay? So this one here, the Rival series, is really Nerf's answer to Airsoft, but in a more family-friendly environment, something that's not so, I don't know, just more, it just allows more of the kids to play with it. Now it still hits very hard. This shoots, because there's larger air chamber, much harder than your old Nerf guns. It actually shoots, this one's rated at 100 feet per second, which is pretty fast for shooting a foam ball. Because of that, there is actually a safety, and it is a bolt trigger safety like you would find on a regular gun or an airsoft gun or anything else like that. So that's one function of the gun right here, is you have the safety on the trigger. You'll notice on the back here there's a little bitty button right there, that's for clearing jams. You hold that down, and then you pop it all the way back and forward. It should release any jammed balls. I haven't had any jam yet, and I've been using this all afternoon. To load, first you gotta make sure you've got this the right direction. There we go. Slap it in there, boom. That's it. There's a little release button on the back. You push this down, she comes right back out. Now sold separately, there will be other magazines available, and there's supposed to be also a 12-round magazine also available that will fit this. There we go. Now to get ready to fire, it does sound like it makes a lot of noise. Wait, hold on. Which one? Oh, I've already cocked it once. Alright. You hear a lot of crunching, but you got to take it all the way back and all the way forward. So this does have a stronger spring mechanism, so for smaller kids that's going to be hard to do. You can't put it against your chest and pull this back, but between the fact that this shoots much harder and is harder to pull, small kids, not recommended for. And if you're going to use this, very highly recommended you wear the eye protection. Don't skimp on that, because this thing blasts hard and at close range leaves marks. It will. So this is a great gun if you've got older kids that always complain that when they use the Nerf guns, they don't shoot far enough, fast enough, or when they get hit, they can't feel it. Because they're always yelling, "Hey, I shot you," and they're like, "No, you didn't because I didn't feel it." Well, you're going to feel it with this one here. See? See? Okay, that wall's 10 feet behind the camera. So, boom baby. Alright, now let's compare that to the traditional Nerf gun. The reason I got this one right here is because this is the closest gun I think you can compare this to, period. Alright, this is the Retaliator. This is the Nerf N-Strike series. So this is their higher series. This is a classic gun they had many years ago, and when you shot it, it probably only shot 25 feet. They upgraded it with the N-Strike Elites, so this one shoots, some of them say 70 feet, some of them say 90 feet. Honestly, you need a tailwind if you're going to find it to hit above 70 feet, but it does shoot much further than the traditional Nerf guns. It's a fairly reliable gun, but the darts will jam. Now the reason I'm comparing these two together, very simple. $25 at the store right now, $25 at the store right now. A 7-round magazine, a 7-round magazine. Additional ammo sells $10, buys you 30 darts. Additional ammo on this, $10 buys you 25 balls. Okay? So except that you get a couple short on the balls versus the darts, these two are right on the money. Exactly. What you're going to get with this? A couple things. It's going to be a little bit more kid-friendly for the younger kids because it doesn't shoot as hard. It's got a couple neat features, like you can take the barrel off to make it a pistol. You can take, you can go all the way like that. Okay, so I hope this helps you guys really be able to decide if you're going to want the old tried and true or the new and improved. So guys, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, share the video so your friends can check it out, and then for more great videos, check out my website, greatwhiteninja.com. Clickable link in the description. Thanks again.